Hello internet and welcome back to the channel. It has been another month, so we are here with the pickups from February. There's not as many as what we had in January, but there's some pretty good games in here, so we're just going to jump straight in with the first one, which we have here, which is the Dark Souls trilogy. So this is fully sealed. I got this from the Game Collection on eBay. So the Game Collection are like an online gaming shop that sell obviously physical video games. I've used them loads of stuff, and this was on eBay. It was £32, but then there was a 20% off code, so it came down to like 26 quid, which is an absolute bargain for these. So this actually sells at CEX for £48, and if you traded it in, you would make a profit on just the collection, or each of the games, if you can kind of see, it's still sealed, but if you can see on the top there, each of the games is individually sealed and has its own box and everything, so you can basically trade them in as separate games and make even more of a profit if you want. But yeah, it's a series that I've always really wanted to play. I'm going to open it while I talk, actually. It's a series I've always wanted to play, but obviously they're quite difficult games, as if you know anything about Souls games, they are very unforgiving. I've played a bit of Bloodborne, and I want to play Elden Ring as well. But yeah, I really wanted to get into these, and I think like the PS3 version of Dark Souls was, I think it was a tenner, and then I think Dark Souls 2 was about 5 or 6 quid, so it was kind of no-brainer to get the PS4 versions of these, in my opinion anyway. So these are, now we can actually take them out of the box. So Dark Souls Remastered, obviously the first Dark Souls game. There's not really much on it apart from not to be sold separately, but that is fine. So that's Dark Souls 1. Then Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Again, not much on here again, but yes. And then Dark Souls 3, The Fire Fades. Again, the covers are quite cool. I really like them, but there's not really much to them because all the information, I say all the information, there's no real information. That's the back of the box. It's quite empty. I don't know if you can see that, but it's quite empty. Basically just says the complete Dark Souls series in one 3-disc collection, including Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 3, The Fire Fades, all DLC content for 3 games, and all the original soundtracks. So that's pretty cool. 26 quid, absolute bargain in my eyes. And yeah, I am going to play these at some point, so you will see it, but who knows when, and I might also be really bad at them, so you might not see much of it. I've played Bloodborne, like I've said, and I played a bit of Demon's Souls when it came to PS5, but I wasn't very good at that either. But I really want to kind of get into these games a little bit more. It's a game series that everyone who's played it loves. It's just, how good are you at them? How good do you need to be to finish them? But yeah, that is the first pickup, Dark Souls trilogy, and then we move on to kind of more of the retro selection. So first one is the Devil May Cry HD collection. This was £15 from CEX for the PS3, and it has Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 3 all in one collection. All of them have been remade for PS3, so all HD and all of that. This was £15 from CEX. Still got the receipt in it, and comes with the receipt and the disc and the instructions. And I've never played a Devil May Cry game before, which might astound some people, or some people might be like, yeah, he doesn't look like a Devil May Cry person. But it's a game series I've always really wanted to play, and I thought for £15, I'll give it a go and try it. Next on the list is another of the Classics HD collection for the PS3. It is the Tomb Raider trilogy. So the Tomb Raider trilogy has Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld in it. And yeah, again, the only Tomb Raider games I've played have been the reboot of the franchise. So the Tomb Raider 2018, was it? I think, which might have been the one it would be the one that came out on the 360, and then Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They're the only 3 Tomb Raider games I've actually played. And yeah, I was just in a bit of a Tomb Raider mode, and I saw this. It was £10. They had like 3 copies of it in the CEX I went in. Comes with the instructions and the disc, obviously. And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? I find this is quite a hard to find one, so it's only a tenner. There was 3 in that CEX, but that was the only CEX in the Northeast that had the Tomb Raider collection, the Tomb Raider trilogy in, so I thought, yeah, I'm gonna pick this one up. And then while I was also in CEX, I was looking just at all of the PS3 games, and I saw this one. I mean, doesn't really need any introduction. We've talked about this quite a lot. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, but this is the Game of the Year edition, but it's priced at the normal £2 for the normal edition. So I think Game of the Year is £8, and it comes with the DLC for the multiplayer maps. And I absolutely loved Call of Duty 4. I've played the remake, the remastered version. I've got the original version from the 360, like on my Xbox for backwards compatible. But I just thought, I'm just going to get it. So I've got a disc version of it, and it has got the code in for the maps, and it comes with the instructions and the disc. And I just feel for £2, you can't really go wrong with Call of Duty for £2. So I'm excited to sort of dive back in to that and just see how it holds up compared to my memories of it. So that should be fun, and we'll see if it's still got any activity online. I'm not sure if it does, but we'll find out. And 3 more games left, another PS3 game, and you might look at this one and go, why have you picked this? But this is FIFA Street 3 on the PS3. So I used to love the FIFA Street games, like absolutely loved them. I think I bought them all on launch. I remember going into HMV in town and buying them. Absolutely loved FIFA Street, and I just saw this. It was $2.50, which is dearer than Call of Duty, which is quite surprising. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to see what it's like. It's $2.50. Let's see if it's as good or as bad as what I remember it. And again, this comes with the instructions, and it comes with a little gaming guide, which I'm trying to get out so I can see it, because I want to see what's in the gaming guide. The official gaming guide, 2007 to 2008. This is where we know we're cooking with retro. So we've got Welcome to the World of Electronic Arts. We've got The Sims 2, FIFA 08, Tiger Woods 08, NBA Live, NASCAR, NHL, Madden NFL, Pac-Man Rally, the fastest kart racing game ever, which I've never actually heard of before. Maybe I can see if I can pick up that. The Sims 2 Skate, The Simpsons game, Need for Speed Pro Street, Army of Two, now that's a game. Orange Box, I didn't know that was an EA one, but yes, that's another game I want to add to the collection. Medal of Honor Airborne, Mercenaries 2, Burnout Paradise, fantastic racing game, which I picked up last month. Rock Band, Battlefield Bad Company. And then it tells you like about the different ratings and the different things that are on the back of the box. So that's quite cool. I've never seen one of these before. So that's quite cool to have there. But yeah, that's FIFA Street 3. Not really much to say about it. It's basically street football. You can do tricks and flicks. It's obviously got the licenses because it's a FIFA game, and it's done by EA Big, who also did like SSX and stuff like that, and NBA Street and NFL Street. So there's a couple of the games by EA Sports Big that I want to try and add to my collection. But we've started it off with FIFA Street 3. And another game that needs absolutely no introduction at all. One of the greatest games of all time. The Last of Us. And I don't know why I picked this up, to be perfectly honest with you. I've got Last of Us Remastered. I've played Last of Us 2 Remastered. I've got that as well. And I never actually played the PS3 version of this. So the first time I played The Last of Us was the PS4 remake. And then I played the PS5 one. And then played The Last of Us Part 2 when it came out for the PS5 as well. And I absolutely loved it. But I feel like I've not missed playing it, but I feel like I probably should have experienced it on the PS3 first. So I've picked it up. Obviously, I'll jump in and play a little bit of it just to see how it kind of feels compared to the PS4 and PS5 versions. But yeah, I just feel it's a game that I wanted to have in my collection. I really want to get the collector's edition ones, the Joel and Ellie collector's editions, but they're stupidly expensive and hard to find. But if I could get them to add to the collection as well, that'd be really cool, because I've turned into a massive Last of Us like fanboy. So yeah, that is The Last of Us. That is the last of the PS3 games. See what I did there? See, yeah. Always thinking ahead. This wasn't just in a random pile. So we're going to move on to the final game. And if you watched one of my earlier videos, you'll have seen that I picked up a Sega Mega Drive with Sonic 2, but what do you need before Sonic 2? Sonic 1. So this was £8, yes, £8, and it's a little bit grubby. I find my CEX, where this came from, a lot of their old games are very like grubby and just a little bit disgusting. So I'm going to try and give it a clean up and see what it's like. But £8 came with the manual and the cartridge. And I mean, you can't really go wrong for £8 for a Sonic game, really, in my opinion. And yes, so I've got Sonic 2. It's actually in the Mega Drive, which is down below this camera. But obviously you want to play Sonic 1 before playing Sonic 2. So pick this up, £8, complete in box. Can't really complain, a little bit grubby. And the top hook thing, I think it's called, is snapped off. But it's not the end of the world. We'll give it a clean up and see how it goes. And that is all of my February pickups. In March, we've got the Newcastle Retro Gaming Market, so hopefully I'll pick up a few things there, and then probably pick up a few things from CEX as we go. I've got a list of about 50 games, but I'm not going to pick them up all this month, but it's kind of 50 games I really want to add to the collection, so we're on the hunt for them. I've got a couple arriving in the post from CEX, but they'll obviously come into March's pickups because it's now March that I'm recording this anyway. But yeah, so hopefully you liked my little pickups here. Let me know your favorite one out of them. Let me know what you think of the Dark Souls trilogy, because I know a lot of people love it, but some people think it's too difficult. And for a gamer who doesn't really have loads of time and has a lot of games to play, all the games are behind me in this bookcase. I'm really interested to know what you think of it, so let me know. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button to see when more videos go live. You can follow me on X and Instagram, both at Squiggy Plays. Don't forget the Squiggy Plays podcast on all good and bad podcasting services, and also dropping on a Tuesday on YouTube as well. So make sure you go and subscribe to that, or follow it on here, or whatever you want to do. And yeah, that is pretty much all I've got. You will see me live over on twitch.tv/SquiggyPlays and over on here as well. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.